Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm Mark, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Tani. How's it going today, Tani?
Hey Mark, I'm doing great, thanks. Excited to dive into today's topic. It's one that really gets the travel bug buzzing in me.
Oh yeah? Well, you're in luck, because today we're talking about global travel trends in 2024, specifically the rise of longer vacations and the quest for new, off-the-beaten-path destinations. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening in the travel world this year, and I think our listeners are going to find it pretty inspiring.
Absolutely, Mark. After a couple of years where travel was pretty limited, 2024 seems to be all about making those trips count. People aren't just squeezing in quick weekend getaways anymore. They're planning longer escapes, sometimes combining work and leisure, or what some are calling workcations. It's a serious shift.
Yeah, I read a report recently saying the average length of international vacations has increased by about 20% compared to pre-pandemic times. People want to immerse themselves more, not just skim the surface. I'm curious though, what do you think has driven this trend? Because there's clearly more going on than just wanting to see more.
For me, it feels like the pandemic was a wake-up call on multiple levels. People realized how precious time off really is, and many found they could work remotely, which kind of democratized longer travel plans. Also, there's a growing emphasis on mental health and well-being, and longer trips tend to be better for decompressing fully. The usual 2 or 3 day escapes often just involve packing and unpacking without real downtime.
That makes total sense. The concept of slow travel has been kind of bubbling for a while, but this year you're seeing it go mainstream. Instead of hopping from city to city, people are spending weeks or even months in a single place to experience it as locals do. Have you noticed that in your circles, or maybe from your own experience?
Definitely. Personally, I took a 6-week trip to Portugal earlier this year, splitting time between Lisbon and the Algarve. I didn't rush around ticking off tourist sites. I went to the markets, met local chefs, learned some Portuguese, and just settled into the rhythm. It was so much more fulfilling than any quick trip. I think travelers are craving that kind of authentic connection.
I love that. Staying put and really soaking up culture rather than racing through shows a real mindset shift. It also ties to the rise of remote work, right? More people are mixing travel with their jobs now.
Yes, and that's another huge piece of the puzzle. The flexibility means people can choose destinations based on lifestyle perks, not just business needs. You'll hear about professionals setting up shop in Bali for a couple of months, or digital nomads espaliering their calendar around Mediterranean coastal towns. It's opened a lot of doors for longer vacations balanced with productivity.
On that note, I read about companies even encouraging this. Instead of having employees in the office, some are offering travel stipends or extra vacation time if you decide to work remotely from other countries. It's wild how much the workplace has transformed in that regard.
Totally wild, but pretty exciting. The travel industry, too, has responded by offering tailored long-stay packages, discounts on monthly rentals, co-working spaces included in resorts, and even local experience bundles. It's like the vacation and work worlds are blending into one seamless adventure.
Now, shifting gears a bit, you mentioned new destinations. I've noticed more people are veering away from the usual hotspots, like Paris or Bali, seeking out places that feel more fresh and less touristy. What's driving that? And where are some of these new places?
It's a mix of things. Expectation overload from the traditional spots, a desire for unique experiences, and, frankly, concerns about over-tourism ruining some places. Travelers want to have stories no one else has, or to contribute positively to communities instead of overwhelming them.
Right. The whole responsible travel movement, pushing people to rethink their choices.
Exactly. As for specific places, you're seeing rising interest in countries like Georgia, with its stunning Caucasus Mountains and vibrant wine culture, or Colombia, which offers lush nature and rich history but was under the radar for years. Even spots like Madagascar and the Azores are popping up as incredible alternatives.
Those are fantastic picks. I know Georgia's been making headlines for its inexpensive, friendly vibe and breathtaking landscapes. Plus, they have one of the oldest winemaking traditions in the world. That's a big draw for foodies and culture seekers.
And Colombia has shed a lot of its old reputation, becoming a must-visit for those looking for colorful cities like Cartagena and Medellin combined with pristine nature reserves. It embodies that mix of adventure and authenticity.
It's amazing how these places are opening up more and more with better infrastructure, making them accessible but still authentic. Though I guess the challenge with emerging destinations is striking the balance between welcoming tourism and preserving local culture and environment.
Absolutely, and that's where thoughtful travelers come in. You mentioned responsible tourism earlier. People increasingly want to avoid the fly-in, take selfies, and leave type of travel. They prefer smaller groups, longer stays, and spending money in ways that benefit local economies directly.
I love seeing the rise of community-based tourism initiatives too, like homestays, local guided tours, and craft workshops. These give visitors a deeper connection and locals a stake in how tourism develops.
One trend that caught my attention recently is the emphasis on experiential travel aimed at self-growth. Retreats focused on mindfulness, nature conservation projects where tourists can volunteer, or even art residencies where travelers can engage creatively.
Yeah, that kind of purposeful travel ties back into the wellness movement we see permeating everything right now. People want vacations that help them return refreshed mentally and emotionally, not just a break from routine.
Right, and it's fascinating how the definitions of vacation and travel are evolving. For many in 2024, it's no longer about ticking off landmarks, but about fostering personal enrichment and connection.
Very well put, Tani. So, summing up, 2024's travel trends spotlight longer, more immersive vacations fueled by flexible work, a hunger for authenticity through new destinations, and a shift towards responsible, experience-driven trips.
Yep, in my opinion, it's the most exciting shift we've seen in a long time. It aligns travel with the values people are seeking today: balance, meaning, and respect for the places they visit.
Couldn't agree more. All right, Tani, as we wrap up, what final thought do you want to leave our listeners with?
I'd say, next time you plan a trip, think beyond just the itinerary. Consider how your travel can enrich you and the community you visit. Take your time, dive deep, and maybe pick a lesser-known spot to discover. The world is full of amazing surprises.
Great advice. And for our listeners, here's a question to mull over and drop in the comments. If you could take one longer vacation in 2024 anywhere in the world, preferably a new or lesser-known destination, where would you go and why?
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear the answers. We might even get some inspiration ourselves for future trips.
As always, thanks for tuning in. Tony, it's been a blast chatting travel trends with you.
Likewise, Mark. Can't wait to start dreaming about our next big adventure.
For everyone listening, safe travels, happy exploring, and remember, sometimes the best trip is the one that stretches your time and perspective. Catch you next episode.
Bye, everyone.